Hey everyone, welcome back. I have something very, very special today. I say that all the time. I think I'm getting a little stale, but they are actually very special things. But this is particularly special because this is a one-of-a-kind, one-off, made by the late, great artist, iconic Henk Gosses. I recently acquired this and just in from Germany. It also has the artwork printed, which I will fashion into a box at some point. So this is really part one, and hopefully the Robot Hut is paying attention to this video because this came with the European adapter. So I bought the adapter that goes from European to USA, so you would just plug this in and then plug it into the wall. But I'm gonna ask the Robot Hut if he's paying attention. Do I still have to worry about the voltage? I mean, because this looks like 220 and then we'd be going to 110. I don't know. I hope not. I don't think so. But by the time that comes, I should have the answers to know if this is just a simple adapter, if I need some kind of transformer. And this is some massive, massive power supply. And, you know, that's part of the reason this is part one is because I can't turn it on. There's no power. I can't plug it into my those American devils. I cannot plug it into our American 110 outlets. So in the meantime, with part one, I'll go through a few little details. And, you know, when you see pictures of Henk Gosses' work, it doesn't do it justice until you have it in your hand. First of all, this thing is extremely heavy. And I actually did ask, the Robot Hut had made a Nixie clock, because this is a Nixie tube clock robot, which means that this is an actual clock. And if you're not familiar with Nixie tubes, you need to Google them because it's kind of hard for me to explain, but this basically has all the numbers of the clock and they have that orange glow. And over here you see they have, Hank did the hours and the minutes. So very cool. You can kind of see the numbers back there. I love Nixie clocks. Nixie clocks are the coolest. They remind me of like the Cold War atomic countdown clocks for some reason. So you can see here he had light effect, and I'm not sure the kind of eyes he used there. This has some kind of copper plating on it with a little bit of flaking there. And the thing about Hank, like this looks like a machined, you know, like when you look at it off, this is why I say you really have to have Henk Gosses' items in your hand. You know, the Chief Robotman on which this is based had a plastic dome light here, right? This is like a machine turn, and I'm sure Hank, you know, he had the skills to do all that metal fabrication, and then it has some kind of jeweled lens on top of it, multifaceted jewel lens. So he, you know, he had the artistic flair, he had the metal fabrication chops. So, and even these tubes, if I'm not mistaken, these tubes are way bigger than the one that I have that's on the Chief Smoker robot. So now, as far as I'm looking at all the little details here, I'm trying to think, even the eyes look like they were redone. And that's the thing about Gosses, it's all these little touches that you're not expecting. Now, did he find something to fit in there, or did he fabricate that? My guess is, I don't know, I think he fabricated it. I mean, that's what he did. So, I mean, who knows? And then even over here, you could see this little kind of a recessed light. It's not a washer per se. It's not a washer at all, actually. So it's a disc that actually fits it perfectly. And of course, the colors are custom. This would have been something that Hank hand painted. And if you see the back here, hopefully everything won't fall. I'm assuming there's no battery used on this. There's two switches. My guess is going to be hours, minutes. Then you could set your clock with these two buttons. This thing looks like it's stuck on there, and I can't imagine that you would have the need for batteries. This cable is huge. It looks like a cable you would plug into an amp. I think I'm gonna have him play a guitar. You know, plug him into a Fender amp or something, and a little Mustang amp. And then you have the artwork there. Let's see if I can, you know, because that's just standing loose. We'll try to, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna move the camera now, instead of dropping it like I am so prone to do. Okay, so again, with Hank you get the little touches. So you can see here, now I don't recall if this is what the spinning effect looks like on the original. It looks like he enhances a little bit. Certainly shows the movement. I'm talking about this over here. Now in the, look at that, shows accurate time. And look at how he did the fonts. You know, the font, this looks like an old school font. And Hank was brilliant at like integrating, you know, the old and the new. So if you look here, he ticks and tocks. He spins radar antennas. And that's the glowing numbers that I was referring to with the Nixie tunes, if you're not familiar with it. Operated by 220-volt AC power, no battery required. Shows hours, minutes, and seconds, all automatic. Look at that cityscape. That is a custom cityscape done by Hank. I mean, all this cloud effect and the lighting, and it's just really phenomenal. Like I said, it's really subtle details with Hank that just separates him from a lot of the other artists. Now, that in the corner is his logo. I'm trying to think, that was, I don't know if that was that, it could have been the Gustav robot, but it almost looks like a hybrid. And anyway, that's your box. And you can see this massive power supply here. So again, like, I'll wait for the robot hat to say, don't just get an adapter and plug it in because you're gonna blow everything up. Once he gives me the clearance, then I'll make part 2 of this. All right, so that's, let's back it out a little bit here. That is your Chrono Robotman, one of a kind by Henk Gosses. Let me know what you think of this robot. I think, you know, his stuff is pretty exquisite and highly desirable because, you know, like something like this that was a one-off, I mean, this is the only one, so it makes it very rare to get something like this. And that's pretty much it. Listen, thank you for watching. I appreciate it if you thumb up the video if you like this kind of stuff. And again, let me know what you think. And all importantly, don't forget to subscribe. And with that, I'll talk to you later. So this is the adapter. It came in after the video. I'm going to stitch it together with some pictures of the original video. This way you kind of have an idea what I'm referring to. So John, if you see this, you can chime in and let me know if you think this would be good to just put in the adapter and plug it right in. So I'll make this part 1 and part 2 after I show it functioning. Anyway, that's it on this.